I want to talk about the areas that a lot of people have questions on and probably a lot of fears around because you don't know what you don't know, but the technical side. As, as a business owner that's looking to invest in a website, what are some things that I need to know about the technical side? What actually matters and what should I not be spending my time worried about?
Well, people ask me all the time, like, what system should I be building my website on? And I tell them that they need to think first about what they want to do with their website. So, how is it going to function? How is it going to be a member of your team? Like, what do you want it to do physically? And then, how does it need to incorporate with the other systems that you use in your business? So, especially with, say, employment, let's say you're taking in like 50 employment applications a week. All right, well, we need to go talk to HR and we need to figure out how we can save them time with this website because they are probably spending a lot of time making duplicate entries into different systems. And we don't want that to happen. We want to streamline that stuff. And so the right system for you to build your website on is going to allow you to streamline those processes and make those systems connect. And sometimes it's a really simple connection, sometimes it's a more complicated connection. Like I said, we build all of our websites in WordPress because we aren't building websites into a corner. Like we're building them from a corner. So we're building out and we don't find a lot of things we can't do.
Hmm.
The greatest fear I have for people is that they build this website and they put all this energy into it and then next year when they switch softwares for their HR department, say, or their billing department, they can't use like it's obsolete and they have to start all over again. And so that's really crappy. So I would say that's one really big piece of technology is just making sure that it integrates with all of your systems.
Yeah. An example of that, would that be like whenever somebody submits a form on my website to get a quote, that it goes directly into my CRM?
Exactly. And then it passes through all the information that you need. So that way
Mhm.
somebody can make an intelligent like contact and conversation with that lead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Great. Great. And I know there's even some like project management tools where you can embed like a customer portal onto the website where the customer can log in and see project photos or their invoices and receipts and all that kind of stuff. So, um,
Yeah. And I would say don't recreate the wheel on all that stuff. I always like to look at what people already have. Do they have something that could have a great web interface for their clients to use? Is that web interface something that their clients could use? Like, is it at their technology level? Like, are they going to be comfortable in there? And if so, then let's use that. Let's let them talk. Because if it's directly in that software, it's going to be like obviously it's going to talk because it's in that
yeah.
software. I do find people that sometimes they're like, "Oh, no, I just wanna recreate the wheel," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, maybe we don't."
Yeah.
But then there's other things that if you really wanna control the the stream of information, you would have to integrate them
Sure.
more robustly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's other things like mobile friendly would be another technical one, which, from what I understand, it's a bit more difficult to navigate that on certain, um, like on WordPress, it might be a little bit more challenging than on a tool that limits you in a lot of capacities. They're going to make sure it's 100% mobile optimized because you're limited. So it's a lot easier to mobile optimize, right?
Yeah, and so one of the things I mean, WordPress gets better at it, every day. You need to pick the right theme that's gonna do that for you and the
Mhm.
right builder for your pages.
Yeah.
So all of our blocks and systems that we use, we built them all in mass, and now we have a huge library of them, and we mobile optimized them all from the very beginning. And so then when we are mobile optimizing the site, it takes far less time. So it
Yeah.
comes out really close to right with like a few little spacing errors, right? Instead of a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah.
But I do find that if people don't pay attention to that, then it's going to really bog down your load time on mobile. And then people aren't going to use your site on mobile because it's going to take forever to load. Google's going to
Mhm.
start recognizing that. Then you're going to drop in the search rankings, especially on mobile. And if your main goal as a construction company is to get more people hired, you have to understand that a lot of those people might not even have a computer that they're looking for their job on. They're probably doing it on their phone. And so you need a website that's awesome on a phone. Like that's it. Otherwise, it's a barrier of entry, and that's not what you want. You want
Good.
wanna make friends fast, not
Yeah.
make friends work to make
I think
friends,
we've all
right?
been on a website that we were trying to buy something from on Christmas Eve because we forgot, and then the wheel just keeps spinning.
Uh,
'Cause
or
everyone's trying
like
to do the same thing at the same time, and the load time is just awful.
or the ones that have all of their products listed even when they're out of stock. Oh, my biggest pet peeve. I hate
Yeah.
that. Don't list your stuff if it's out of stock. Just take it down. Take it
Yeah, you
down.
click on it and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this," and then it's like, "It is in stock, but it's only an XXXL," and so
Yeah.
you you go to choose your size and it's not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crappy. I do have one other thought too.
Yeah.
So we talked about the yellow pages a second ago,
Yeah.
and I have ran into a lot of especially construction companies who, they've worked with the yellow pages and then they transition with the yellow pages over to like their website and design services. Or maybe they had a website and then they ran into the yellow pages and they're going to run ads for them and that kind of thing because that company is trying to like adapt to
Right.
2023. um,
Yeah.
so don't let them create you a second website. Don't, because that's not going to serve you. Like, some companies need 2 websites, but most companies are best served with 1. Um, and so what happens is they will not go in and adjust your current website. It's just easier for them to create this skin of a thing. And then you're paying them to run all these ads and all this traffic to this other website. Well, that doesn't work. You want all the traffic to go to one place because when all the traffic goes to one place, you're creating mojo in that one place. You're sending signals to Google that what you've got out there is good, that people want to go there. You're sending signals to Google about what it's about, and when you send them to another website, you're not doing justice to your current
Diminish.
website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wanna focus all that energy and all that money in one spot, and if they tell you they can't track it or they tell you blah, 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 just tell them no, because Monica said no. You need to send it
Well,
to your normal website.
you can correct me if I'm wrong, but also, I know it's happened in the past. Yellow Pages winds up owning your URL if you want to leave
Yes,
this their website and you can't get your stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
and so they own that URL, and they own all the traffic that's going to it too, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna find another company just like yours, and they're gonna redirect that URL over to their
right,
website.
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you just paid all that money to build up that traffic and that domain authority on that URL, and then they're just gonna give it to somebody else because you quit working with them. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's
and
sad.
that's not just, I won't name a bunch of names, but that's not just Yellow Pages. There are some national companies that come out and do all this stuff for you, and you
Yeah.
find out they own it, they've got it. You don't have it. You
Yeah.
don't understand what's going on. Can't find anybody. Yeah. So
Yeah.
building your own website means contracting with somebody to build your own website that you own, and you just have the talent and the know-how through somebody you hired to get it done.
Yeah, make sure that you own your own domain. This is
Yeah.
important, and that you own the website once it's finished. I guess that would be another tech thing. Read the contract.
Read the
Yeah.
contract. 100%.
Read the contract that you're signing because it's nobody
Don't.
nobody would build a house and not be able to get mail at that
Right.
house at that address and not own the house after they built it and paid for
Right.
it. Like, that doesn't make any sense, but there's a lot of web design contracts that are written just that way, and so
Mhm.
that's lame. Don't do that.
Yeah. And you mentioned the multiple websites. We do content and ads for some different folks. And what you don't realize when you have multiple websites is that you really have multiple marketing campaigns, like multiple marketing budgets for each of those websites if you're going to use them effectively. Um,
Mhm.
it's like it doubles it, double the, or if you have two, if you have four, quadruple everything that you spend for the one. Every account that you have, you've got to have a different account for each one. To be able to make it happen. That means 4 Facebook accounts for the different pages. And so anyways, it does make way more sense to streamline it into one website for most people. If they truly are separate
Yeah.
businesses and they have different audiences and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, you definitely want to consider another website.